Alphonse Gabriel Capone, more commonly known as Al Capone, was one of the most infamous American gangsters of the 20th century. Born to immigrant parents in Brooklyn, New York, Capone rose to prominence during the Prohibition era, leading a notorious criminal empire in Chicago. His life story is a mix of crime, power, and eventual downfall, leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate and captivate the public imagination. Al Capone was born on January 17, 1899, in Brooklyn, New York, to Gabrielle and Teresa Capone, who had immigrated from Italy. Al was one of 9 children in the Capone family. His father worked as a barber, and his mother was a seamstress. Growing up in a poor neighborhood, young Al was exposed to the harsh realities of life early on. Capone attended school until the 6th grade when he was expelled for hitting a teacher. After leaving school, he worked various odd jobs, including as a bowling alley pin setter and a candy store clerk. However, the lure of street life and easy money led him into a world of petty crime. Capone's entry into organized crime began when he joined the James Street Boys gang, where he met Johnny Torrio, a mentor who would play a significant role in his future. Torrio was involved in various illegal activities, including gambling and prostitution, and he saw potential in the young Capone. At the age of 19, Capone moved to Chicago at Torrio's invitation. Torrio had become a significant figure in the city's underworld and needed trusted lieutenants. Capone quickly proved himself to be a valuable asset, displaying a knack for organization and a ruthless approach to dealing with rivals. In 1920, the United States enacted the 18th Amendment, which prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcoholic beverages. This period, known as Prohibition, created a massive black market for alcohol, and criminal organizations were quick to exploit the opportunity. Torrio and Capone established a lucrative bootlegging operation in Chicago, smuggling alcohol from Canada and other sources. Capone's willingness to use violence to protect and expand their territory helped them dominate the city's illegal liquor trade. In 1925, Torrio was seriously injured in an assassination attempt and decided to retire. He handed over control of his criminal empire to Capone, who, at the age of 26, became the most powerful mob boss in Chicago. Under Capone's leadership, the Chicago outfit expanded its operations to include not only bootlegging but also gambling, prostitution, and other illicit activities. Capone's organization was highly organized, with a clear hierarchy and strict rules. He also had a network of corrupt officials and law enforcement officers on his payroll, ensuring that his operations ran smoothly. Capone's public persona was a mix of charm and brutality. He presented himself as a businessman and philanthropist, donating money to charities and providing food for the poor during the Great Depression. However, behind the scenes, he ruled with an iron fist, using violence and intimidation to eliminate rivals and maintain control. One of the most infamous events associated with Capone's reign was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which occurred on February 14, 1929. On that day, 7 members of a rival gang led by Bugs Moran were lined up against a wall and shot to death by men dressed as police officers. The massacre shocked the nation and brought unwanted attention to Capone and his organization. Although Capone was widely believed to have ordered the massacre, he was never charged for it. The incident, however, marked the beginning of the end for Capone, as law enforcement intensified their efforts to bring him to justice. Despite his wealth and power, Capone's downfall came not from his criminal activities but from tax evasion. The U.S. government, led by Treasury Department agent Eliot Ness and his team of Untouchables, managed to gather enough evidence to prosecute Capone for failing to pay taxes on his illegal earnings. In 1931, Capone was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. He was initially sent to Atlanta, but due to his continued influence even behind bars, he was transferred to the high-security Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. Capone's time in prison took a severe toll on his health. He suffered from syphilis, which had gone untreated for years, and his mental state deteriorated. He was released from prison in 1939 after serving 7 years, due to his declining health. After his release, Capone retired to his mansion in Palm Island, Florida. He lived a quiet life, far removed from his days as a powerful crime boss. His health continued to decline, and he spent his final years battling dementia, a consequence of his untreated syphilis. On January 25, 1947, Al Capone died of a stroke and pneumonia at the age of 48. He was buried in Chicago, the city where he had once reigned supreme. Al Capone's life story is a testament to the allure and danger of organized crime. He became a symbol of the Prohibition era, a time when the American underworld thrived. Capone's name remains synonymous with gangsters and the dark side of the American dream. His life has been the subject of countless books, movies, and documentaries, ensuring that his legacy endures. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to learn more about fascinating historical figures, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on our channel, History Book.